Alright, things are going to be a little bit different right now. Just clearing that out of the gate, I am not actually streaming for once. I am recording all by my lonesome at the glorious hour of 5 a.m. because I find myself currently with little to nothing to do. And sometimes I would still be streaming, if I'm being completely honest. But today, I did not really have the tolerance, the patience to be able to stream. I've been, not to overload, not to overshare, not to force it upon anybody. I've just kind of been having a rough go with things lately. And I've been really struggling to stream. I haven't streamed pretty much at all in like a week. I haven't really made any new content. Everything that I've been posting to YouTube has been pre-recorded. I'm pretty sure that's obvious enough if it has been seen. Obviously it's always that. It's usually just prior existent streams, right? But it's been like an extra layer of brain not computing lately, and I'm sure everybody can relate to that, you know? Everybody's going through hard times right now. The unemployment rate in Canada is like 7%. Not sure, it's probably not doing too great down in the United States right now. Political turmoil, all that sort of stuff going on for everybody. It's a real mess for every single person out there at the moment. And, you know, some folks are going to be like, oh, well, you know, your mental health is in your hands. And it is, ultimately. And we all kind of know that, right? But it's one of those situations where sometimes you just gotta be out there about it. You gotta be open. And just be like, hey, yeah, shit's kind of rough right now. But, you know, like, I'm figuring I didn't have the patience to be streaming earlier. I didn't have the willpower to kind of keep going on. But when I have the time, when I have a moment here and there, I got an hour free. I've got, you know, time and a half for a recording. I don't know why that word was so hard to get out of my gullet, but it was. Maybe because I don't usually like to do recordings anymore. I can't think of the last time I did a recording without it being streamed previously, but it's gotta be ages and ages ago, you know? But like when I have the time, when I have the opportunity, I think I'm gonna crank out like an extra video here or there that's not seen. And whether or not that's its own content, or if it just gets to be a number tacked on to everything, we'll see where it goes. I don't know. Some days when I stream, obviously, I can get like 6 or 7 or 8 Slay the Spires out at once. So a random one here or there that gets missed is nothing big, you know? But who knows, maybe it would become 5 or 6 or 7 offline ones as well. What do we go for? What do we want? I think... What are we counting these as? What are our Karens? Oh my god. Fuck, I can't remember how video game work, man. Do the Karens count as... They don't count as military, right? Do they? I think we'll just go for a Roadhouse and just collect the easy money early on. But yeah, anyway, I think I might do some off-camera, or off-camera? Off-stream, I guess is the more appropriate term. Some off-stream content. And just kind of be a little bit more relaxed about things, not have as much urgency and as much energy. It'll be a little bit rough, because obviously there's not going to be the same level of eccentricity to everything. There's not going to be the interactivity. There's not going to be the bouncing off of ideas between my partner and I, or the compatriots that I stream with, or the chat, or whatever. But we'll see. We'll see how long it lasts. At least for this one, we might as well see what we can do. I don't really like any of these. That's fine. But yeah, I figured that it would be a nice little change of pace from things, where we don't necessarily have to facilitate the usual predetermined idea that everything is going to be handled via traditional streaming. What are we looking at right now? Do I really only have these basic things as my options, man? Oh boy, it's gonna be one of those days, I have a feeling. But yeah, aside from things being rough, you know, which again, I'm sure everybody's dealing with that right now. I'm nothing special. I'm nobody to be sitting there complaining when 1.5 million people likely have things worse going on in their life, right? We're gonna hold that for now so we can slot this in here. And then we can kind of think of things as we go. But, yeah, like, I figure, you know, we'll crank out a couple of, you know, simple games. A couple of nice little videos here and there that will satiate the random people that have decided that Drop Duchy, Slay the Spire, and, Ember Ward are the only things that will be consumed on my channel besides the occasional random Warframe video. I couldn't begin to tell you how this occurred. Like, for the life of me, absolutely no idea, but the Warframe video that got posted a while ago of my partner, trying out Warframe for the first time, gotta be one of the craziest videos that's managed to actually get a decent number of views, but aside from a decent number of views, actually have, like, a significant watch period. And I know that might be a little bit too much inside baseball kind of thing, you know? Like, people don't want to be hearing about watch times and view numbers and stuff like that, but I do think it's really interesting to study kind of the metrics side of things, you know? But that's just me. But it's been weird. Seeing the type of content that has been consistently getting views and just being completely anathema to me. Like, it's not the type of stuff that I would associate with it in any reason. But it is what it is. For some reason, Warframe, Ember Ward, and this, you know, they're what's doing it. Or at least this was. I haven't posted this in a while, so who really knows? But maybe the world has finally grown an appreciation for medieval duchies and fiefdoms or something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. There's nothing as lame as a guy just spinning his wheels, but sometimes that's all we got in our life, you know? Spinning the wheels we were given. I would love a flat surface, but I'm not really gonna get one, I see. I'm really not gonna get one, I see. Well, that's okay. This works too. That's fair enough. Not a decent... Well, not a... Blah, blah, blah. I can't speak, apparently. Can you tell that for me it is actually quite late? I was gonna say, not a bad haul. And it was coming out as not decent. And those are two very separate thought processes. I really don't want to have to be going up against this, but... sometimes you just gotta get hit where it hurts, you know? You gotta hope and pray that your big number is enough. That's... Yep, that's not enough. We're not getting out of this unscathed, that's for sure. But, oh well. As I always say, Shikata Ganayo. Shogunai, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, we'll take a farm, why not? It's a little bit of an unusual choice for us, but... we'll take it. Usually when we play something, we have farming, or we go for water, but... apparently not today. Maybe I'm getting a little too close to the area that I happen to live around, where they're de-farming everything and they're replacing it all with residential living space, which, you know, housing crisis is a thing. Housing crisis is real. I'm not going to pretend like we don't have an ongoing housing crisis in Canada, North America, anywhere else in the world. God fucking housing crisis is everywhere else. Crazy. But Canada's is weird because it's like, do you want to pay $800,000 for a house that's kind of shit? It's like, not particularly, no, but... You know, here we are. Everybody just treating them like they're appreciative assets as opposed to necessities for continued existence. Not necessarily a house, but like even an apartment, right? But like, even the apartments here are going for crazy numbers. I'm so sorry, you probably heard me sucking back water there. Oh, God. But, yeah, I saw an apartment that was like $1,300 for a studio that was this dinky little thing, and I'm just... What if we just build them straight? What if we did that? What if we just build them straight? A question I'm sure many people ask every day of their life. What if we just built them straight? But yeah, no, like, there's a lot of trouble with housing right now in Canada. And I don't think it's really even like a partisan issue of like liberal, conservative, NDP, blue, what am I talking about? The fucking Bloc Québécois, Green Party. Green is the color I'm thinking of, actually. Jesus Christ, my brain is not working today, apparently. You can really feel it, I'm almost certain. I'm sure you can tell. But like, I think it's just, it's a combination of a million little factors that are too hard for people to functionally be able to assess in a meaningful way in their day-to-day life, you know? Like, at some point you gotta do something about it, but what do you do, right? I recently went and spoke to a guy about mortgage for the house, for instance, and it's like a whole big fucking ordeal. At the very minimum, the guy was at least somewhat personable. He was a nice enough fella, you know? And like, I get it. They're here for your money. They're bankers. And fucking vile creatures from the hells, but... You gotta work with them, right? You can't just not work with the confines of the system. Unfortunately, we live in a... we live in a society. And that society requires the existence of a fiduciary and financial institute. Whether or not somebody approves of those things, that's a whole other can of worms, of course. But at least if you go to one of those situations, at least if you're put into a place where you have to deal with a person who is, you know, making their income existing off of these financial responsibilities. Like, you can hope that they're at least, like, not a terrible guy to work with. Like, just a halfway decent individual. They don't have to be, they don't have to be the best of folks. They just need to not want to put you in the dirt, you know? That's how I see it. And then you do your own research. You do your own studies. So that way you can cross-examine the things that they recommend. Not necessarily even out of malice, but like skepticism is good. You should always be doing your research, right? But yeah, no, like had a mortgage situation I went to, spoke to them about investments. You know, I'm the type of person that wants to play it safe with what little money that I have. I don't want to be overspending on anything. Druid Hut. Gain 5 in wheat. Yeah, we'll grab it. I don't think I've really explored anything with the Druid Hut as of yet, but I guess we're going to be testing it out. Let's just get us back up to 60, because I cannot stand staring at that when it is uneven. We do have plenty of resource. I think we're going to be spending our resource. Yeah, we'll go with that. And considering where we're going, yeah, why not? Doesn't hurt to crank that up a little, and since we've got the grain on us, we might as well. Alright, get us in there. I've been watching a lot of, pseudo-medieval content, we'll say. Like, I don't know where it's come from. I don't know where it's went. Just like, a certain individual. With a fabric-like eye. This is a Cotton Eye Joe reference. I don't know how long I can get away with it. It's kind of already escaping me, if I'm completely honest with you. It's getting away from me immediately. But like I've been watching a lot of stuff on the lives of the peasantry. I've been enjoying a lot of content of and relating to individuals within medieval society at large. I find it a personally very satisfying set of content to look into, but oh boy, are there avenues that you need to steer away from. What do we just keep doing big line, though? You know, like, I'm just thinking out loud here. What if we just keep doing big line? I mean, this is going to be a good slotting. We're Tetrising pretty well here. Alright, big line, keeping it real. Sure, man. Whatever you say, dude. Let's do this. There's a lot of hesitance to my voice in that, because I really don't know. Not bad. Yeah, I find ancient societies deeply fascinating. Not even ancient. I even find, like, near-past societies very interesting, because there is a small part of me, aside from the me, that really did consider, very, very early on, going into sociology and psychology and etc. There is a part of me that really loves the study of anthropology. I don't think that it's a very reasonable career at this point. But then again, I'm not exactly in a state where I have a very reasonable career. So, who am I to even be talking? You know? How much of a number are we gonna have? Are we gonna get out of this unscathed? Well, we did, but... Took us some thought, you know? And now we're starting to get all these fucking water cards. I think we're going to take a barracks and we're going to hope to use the money generation to ping ourselves for that. We have so much currency. Please trade me. Please. I was just about to complain about how much currency we have. It's so lucky that it gave us an option to trade off of our things. I would have actually been kind of livid, if I'm honest with you. This is great. This allows us to get our additional 2, which is perfect. What are we wanting to upgrade, though? That's the question. Three for every 20. Not a lot, but not bad. Collect 10, collect 15. I think we're going to grab that. And we're going to grab that. Oh my god, I can't I actually can't click. I'm having so many problems. I'm having the utmost amount of problems that a human being could possibly occur with. What a ridiculous sequence of events. Me absolutely flubbing everything. Like, my lord. Buddy, you had to go and do me like that, huh? Alright, we'll make it work. I feel like I'm being trolled right now with the things that I'm getting. Like, come on, man. And part of me is wondering if I really should have just pivoted into water, but stubbornness is stubbornness, you know? That's how it goes. I feel like the side-by-side strategy is completely valid. It is actually genuinely good. We are shape-shifting the worst shapes. We are a man without shape. This is incredible. I don't particularly care for any of the placements right now, if I'm being 100% genuine. Alright, stack up. Not bad. Okay, fair enough. Not a huge amount that was recruited, but it's slowly paying for itself, so to speak. Not that we exactly had anything to worry about with payment. It was doing just fine anyway. Okay, what's the over-under here that we can manage to get this into a 4? Absolutely nothing. Well, that's fine. A 30 is nothing to sneeze at, but I think that we're more or less good here. Sword is good on arrows, so we're going to attack that nice and early. Then we're going to crank up our 4 stacks of axes. We're going to go after our swords, then our axe, and then go after you. Oh, look at those numbers, buddy. See, we still got it. We know what we're doing. We don't need to be concerned. We have it. We have it. Excuse me. I want to pivot to water so badly, but I feel like this would be a bad idea almost. But I don't know why I think that. If I could get a Burgomaster, that'd be good, but I don't know if I'm gonna get a Burgo. But we'll keep going in on farming, because if nothing else, it's just the gimmick at this point. We'll get rid of water. Where did my water go? Speaking of, I need to take a drink. There we go. Alright. Obtain a building card, obtain a technology. I think I'm going to go for a building, and hopefully we can get something that works off of these. Yeah, produce gold for me. Oh, a church tither, but we don't have faith. We could go for charcoal kilns and for any of our wooded areas produce money. Is this gonna be a money run? Is this gonna get really fucking dumb? 10 for each adjacent forest, 50 for if if surrounded by forest or border. Okay, so we gotta stick it right in the craw. That's what we gotta do. Get it just jammed in there nice, you know? Spend the 200 to get these. We'll go with this right now. It's good to be though. I really do enjoy this game. It is, I don't know what its lifespan is going to be for me, if I'm being completely honest with you. But, like, I do have a lot of fun when I just kind of sit down, turn my brain off, and just go for a little ride. Let the environments take me by their tiles. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, I also am deeply curious, because I got nothing. I'm not loving this horse stable. We are gonna have to place at least the horse stable. Which is saddening, but such it is. Oh, they're gonna be making bank off us in a second. Ooh. Ugh. I'm not loving it. I'm not loving it. Oh well, though. Such is. Sometimes you just have a... blah, blah, blah. I'm all over the place tonight. I apologize. Sometimes you just need to have a really laissez-faire attitude about everything. You know what? This is actually great. Because this will just make them not be able to really do anything. Which in and of itself is kind of perfect, honestly. It will really reduce their overall build-up. And we can meanwhile just keep stacking. I feel like that changing to a different tile should count as a different thing there. Maybe I'm stupid, but that's just my thoughts, you know? Man, okay. I was hopeful, but we didn't quite get there. I was gonna say, do we not have another... another, you know, tree coming up? But apparently it just took us a minute. That's kind of better, actually, for once. Woo! 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 That's really bad, actually. Well, hopefully our fusion of these guys will be able to take out these unfortunate swordsmen that we are going to be having to fight, but holy shit, right? That's way more than I thought it was going to be. Oh my god, I did not pay attention. Sometimes you just walk clean into that door, you know? And it's still not a problem. We just have it. We just have it. Land expansion. Hunting lodge. Are we going to be pivoting into a hunting build? Go forest? It's a real reality. It's a real possibility. Whenever this building gains Guy, it gains 50% more. Interesting. 8 from each enemy group in range. I don't really like the siege camp, but I'll take it to fiddle with it, you know? We'll see what we do at the end of our days. The star chart's nice, but I don't particularly care. What are we looking at right now? 5, 9, and 6. Okay. Not a good time to be a farmer. I did bank on that a little bit, huh? It's not really paying off as I was anticipating. Which I guess mirrors real-life farming. A lot of the time, it's not nearly as profitable as you'd think it is. Farming is a ubiquitous thing that is a necessity in human culture. It's something that we all deeply, desperately need in order to stay alive. And it's kind of darkly funny that we've all just kind of went, whatever, about farming. Like, nobody thinks about it that much anymore. It's not nearly as much of a concern, I guess, is kind of where I would put it. But, like, the farming areas all around me, right? Like, they're all getting sold off. They're all getting changed. And I can't help but wonder if that's, like, good or bad. I don't particularly like the population growth to my area. Other people are being weird and kind of racist about it. And I don't really have any thoughts about that. My thoughts are just... like, I don't really want people from... I don't really want people from Toronto coming out and living around here. It is kind of as bad as it sounds, honestly, but... you know. This is the part where you guys defend me. Where somebody comments, like, a reason why that's a good thing, and not me just sounding like an asshole, but... it probably is just me sounding like an asshole, but, like, I just don't like people. I don't like people. I don't like meeting new people. I don't like doing things with people. If I could live in a smaller community, I probably would do it. But there's not really many smaller communities in the area around me. And if you do move to them, the housing is worse, the communities often don't have the things that you need, right? So you end up having to go to the other places anyway. And I'm probably ranting to the choir here, right? Like, I'm probably saying this stuff, and somebody out there is, like, bobbing their head, like, yeah. And it's like, I'm not sure if we necessarily agree. Unless you're also a hermit. But, like, I wish that I could live... I wish I had lived in, like, the middle of nowhere. But still had good internet. And then if one day... God in his heaven decides that, fuck this guy, I hate him. Right? They don't want to deal with me. They don't like me. And I get a fucking heart attack or a stroke and I die out in the woods or whatever. Ah, well. It happens. Lives end. People can't be here forever. This is probably deeply disconcerting to somebody. There's probably somebody that's like a psych major that's listening and it's like, what are you talking about? Maybe we take the training camp. Now see, if I knew we had a training camp on the way, maybe I would have taken the garrison, right? I don't think we're going to be going for an infinite run today. I do think that it's just going to be one concerted run, and we're not going to be going into the infinitum. Yeah, give me a technology. What do we got? I hate all of this. We'll take isolation, though, because maybe I can sequester people. It's been a minute since I've used the term sequester. I do love the term sequester. Gonna upgrade you again. And you know what? We'll upgrade you too. Give me a faction. A town? Really? War Council could be good, honestly. I'll take it. I don't know if we're going to be getting around to using it, because we're struggling. Maybe we replace the farm. The farm's really not yielding. So I think we replace it with the War Council. Yeah, this is fine. We might be getting filtered out in a minute anyway, so... who's to say? I do wonder if War Council and Cairn stack. Like, if I do that, and then do that, will those count as fellow creatures? I truly do not wish to be placing military units, but I suppose that I must. Why do we have fucking back-to-back 3 enemy things, and also just 2 are castles? Like, do we need to be doing this right now? I'm sure this is fine. Jesus Christ. Okay. Also, Karen does not work off of these things. I understand. Buddy, we're we're drowning here. Oh my god. I see that one here. So like, thank the Lord. But it is fucked. We're gonna have this just space. And like more, but you know. At this point, we're really just operating off Karens. And I guess I can't say anything. I suppose it is, in theory, working. Oh, now we get the barracks, huh? Yeah? Now's when it decides to, you know, populate itself. Like, come on, man. We could have done this song and dance ages ago. Jesus. Well, we're fucked on that one, I guess, but it doesn't seem like they've built up too big of an enemy anyway. Five arrows is like nothing. That's a joke. Oh wait, hold on. I didn't even realize. We do have swordsmen, don't we? Oh my god, could you please cease? I didn't... Oh my god, that cancels everything. I've played like 20-something videos without remembering that. Oh, baby. We're in deep, I tell you. Deep in what? I don't know. But we're in it. 80's a firm, nice, clean win. That's extremely potent. Hidden Cave. Abbey Reliquary. I don't really want to deal with these. Tax Office could be funny with what we've got going on. I could get down for this. Granted, I would need 300 resources, which we're not exactly getting a lot of. But we'll see where it goes. Okay. This is where things are going to be weird. Because we are really going to have to think about the placement of our cairns. Because we are going to want them to be utilizing one another. Boar Council's a 3-tiler, huh? This is fine, I'm sure. What could go wrong? You know what? Aces. That's perfect. I appreciate it. This, a little bit less so. Took a second, but my brain teased out a way to make it work there. Nice. Oh man, how do I want to handle this? Oh, baby. There's really no truly good solution, I think. We're just gonna kind of flop around like a fish here, I feel. But maybe that'll work, you know? Maybe that's all we need to do. Like, we really don't have too much of a way to escape this without filling in this gap area. And I don't want to do that. I feel like we're gonna have to hit these. I don't like it. I don't like giving them more, but I feel like it's a necessity. It's a trouble-free philosophy, Hakuna Matata. It's actually quite troubling, if I'm being real. You know, fair enough. That do be how it is. Oh man, okay, now we're starting to hit the real struggles. Jesus Christ. Oh, I was so hoping to be able to seal that in there. I was oh so hoping to do so, but it's fine, it's fine. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Alright, let's stack up. What are we looking at? How bad is it gonna be? Honestly, it could have been way dirtier. It could have been way worse. Oh, we made it through. Not unscathed, but it's fine. A jousting ground can't be rotated. Recruit 4 for each square added by your nobles. I feel like I'm being trolled a little bit. For each production building. I mean, we do have a couple productions, but we're not exactly going to be getting them into rotation right away. But we'll take it. Maybe we might need to do a little swap here and there, you know? I should have gotten rid of grass, but I'm still hoping for maybe that we can get like a nice farmland, but I don't believe it. I think we're a little bit screwed here. I mean, hey, card that works on planes, you say? Buddy, another farm is not exactly what I'm looking for. And it is giving us nobility now, which is... I feel like I'm being objectively given the finger by the video game. It's decided that it wishes to mock my quaint visage. But we can at least get another unlock. God, we have all of these things that we have not been able to appropriately utilize. A tenor, huh? Alright. Let's give it a shot. I feel like we could maybe swap out Druid Hut as well. I think we're only going to keep it right now to gain back some of our stuff, but we could swap it out in the future for sure. Like, Tax Office feels like it could go hard with the things that we have. Tax Office feels like it could go hard. Can upgrade that for now, though. Alright, get me out of here. Alright. I forgot about these. Alright, we're gonna use the usual line strats. Not lion strats, that's a different game. Although I would like to watch Anel play more Drop Duchy. I think he's extracted as much enjoyment as he's going to get out of it. And as we kind of established earlier on, I do think that striving to enjoy the games that you're playing and the content that you're making is pivotally important at this time. Although that might just be me. I don't like any of this. I don't like any of this. I'll just take the faith hit, man. I still don't like any of this, though. I play. I play, I pray. I pray, I yearn. I ask for difficulties to be abated. But I feel it in my human bone that it is not coming. My singular human bone. I'm getting knocked on the faith here. Like, my lord. That's, like, barely better. Oh. Okay. I kind of don't want to have to leave that one piece there. But I hate just putting it in the middle of nowhere. You know? We're gonna make it work. I've got plans. We'll make it work. You'll see. Just like teenagers running off to college together. We're gonna make it work. I promise. It's a really mean dig at teenagers. I was a teenager once. I remember what it was like. When you thought that you were gonna marry the girl that you knew in high school. Some people do. Some people do. I don't know if my life would have been good for it, though. I do think that maybe the right decision was not sticking together. It does seem like, if nothing else, it would have probably been less happy for them. You know, and I can respect that. People should be allowed happiness in life. And that happiness shouldn't be dictated by one person. You know? Just like as a mature thought, it's good. Sometimes it's good that people don't stay together. That they don't try to brute force it to work. Sometimes it's good that you and somebody that you knew didn't necessarily stay in touch. Does it suck? Yeah. But, like, it's not always a bad thing. Sometimes there is a definite good in the splitting of these people. Even if it saddens you, even if it's hurtful. You know? We're just gonna crush this shit. I just realized how many units we have. Like, it's not even a problem. Like, crazy. Madness. All the gold, and I can't spend it on almost anything. We did lose... we did lose a lot of money to the church. I can't lie. That did happen. We did get a little bit highway robbed. Which is... I mean, that's just the nature of the beast, but it is very funny. Recruit 3 for each connected forest piece. We're just becoming a forest. That's what we're doing. We're becoming a forest army. It was never intended to happen, but... it's what we're doing now. We don't even... you know what? We don't need the druids. We don't need the druids. We can just survive with what we have through sheer bullshit. We'll get by. We'll get by with a little help from our friends. The guys with the bow and arrow hiding in the woods. And the people that we pay to kill other people, but, you know. Like, that's to be expected, I think, right? Like, you anticipate the guy that is doing a tyranny to be a murderer, I think. Or at least, like, complicit in a murder, probably. And I know that's like, well, why are you doing a tyranny? You don't need to do a tyranny. Nobody asked you to do a tyranny, and it's like, it's my life, you know? It's now or never. I don't want to live forever. I just want to live while I'm alive. The life is like an open highway. I'm gonna do it my way. Or whatever the fuck those lyrics are. I genuinely don't know. Those could be really close. I'm parroting what my brain remembers about Bon Jovi. But, like, Bon Jovi might as well be a cryptid to me. I don't want to do anything with these. Okay. There's so many strongholds. There's, like, actually so many strongholds that I don't know what I'm going to do. This is so unfortunate. It's given us such a bad set of hands, man. Like, my goodness. Oh my god. Like, what is one even to do here? Like, another stronghold? Are you shitting me? This is almost unthinkable, to be honest. Okay, what's going on here? Hunting Lodge slot in. That's fine. Another Cairn. That's fine. More council, sure. You know, aces. Okay, we can seal it in. Not bad. We don't have the numbers that I would normally want for this. So we're gonna make them. That should work, right? I mean, that works. That definitely... That is a clean 100. Damn. Yeah, reduce building costs. Why not? Oh, we're so close to the end, and we've not even. What does that mean? I don't know, man. Take it up with your supervisor. Yeah, we can't really do much with this. Alright. Not that we're hurting. We're still cranking out those big numbers, you know? Which honestly I think might be more impressive. I do hate a supply line. Okay, you know what? Here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna let them build supply line, but we're gonna do it by minimizing as much as possible. Which still hurt. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't a pleasant experience. That's not a whole lot better. The hopes and prayers are not being answered on those shifts, let me tell you what. Okay, well, at this point, we're just fucked on this. I feel. But we'll see how it goes. Not on the win, don't get me wrong. I am holding no illusions about the fact that we will probably win. My issue is more in that I was hoping that I would be able to use this to make more of a considerable income. But oh well. Sometimes you just gotta suck it up and deal, you know? That's less good, admittedly, though. That's pretty rough. I was holding out for a piece like this. And I'm shocked that we get it now. I'm thrilled that we get it now, but it would have been really nice if we got it before this. Oh well. This should be fine. We should be able to at least, continue our growth of the woods. Which, if anything, will more than compensate, I imagine. Okay. Let's think about this. We can combine these. Give them the hit. Grab this. Go up there. I really don't want to hit this just off the cuff. So I think we're going to combine up all of our guys. And then we're going to go in for the kill. Oh, that's a number. That's a nice number. That's a pretty number. It's not as clean as that 100, but it's still a win at the end of the day. And I don't really care for any of these either, so we're just going to skip. What do we got? I mean, I can afford to pay my own way on this, so what do we have here? Whenever you explore forest, you also gain a grain. That would have been so nice ages and ages ago. Like, if we were doing a continued run after this, I would be thrilled. But I'm committing to my stopping point. Mostly because it's like, it's an hour. I think an hour is a good episode, you know? Statistically speaking, most people don't watch past the first 10 to 30 minutes anyway. So, like, I think an hour is like a good clean cut. It's a nice shave, you know? We can have one side be grassy, we can have the other side forming up a good, nice tree line. I think this works. I think this works. I don't see any reason not to. Not loving this. This kind of bites ass. I'll take the hit on it, though. Okay, well now we're just telling me to fuck off. Okay. Get you in there. Nice. Get that there. Also nice. Get that there. Also considerably nice. This is a curse, right? Like, we're being cursed right now. Yeah, we're... we're being screwed with. That's what's happening. The devil has decided that this is our payment. See? What did I tell you, man? Right there. That alone is proof enough. The devil has us on his mind. She fuckins us, man. We're living in that man's brain. That's what's happening. Satan's got his eye just trained. Just waiting. That's not better. But I suppose it's what we're dealing with. Okay, good clean fit for the hunting lodge, though. Okay, now I really do feel like I'm just being screwed with. Alright, we might not actually have the win on this after all. It seems that fate has conspired against us to be a whore. There is a genuine, real aggression in me at this moment. Every part of me that's like, hey, yeah, you know how you weren't feeling, like, all that great about things earlier? What if it came back to fuck with you during this exact moment? It is unbelievable how... how twisted this is. Alright, I would love to not be placing these. We're also just not getting our cards that are necessary. That's kind of the cruelest part about this. Like, everything we're getting is just vicious. It's hateful. It's spiteful. There's no love to be had from it. You know? Like, that's the true tragedy here. Is the hateful, spiteful energy that this game is giving me. The fact that that only generated a twofer, like, you have no idea how tempted I am to just be like, this never happened. Refresh. Do it again. I'm in such a bad place mentally right now that I'm just like, what if games just didn't matter anymore, man? What if I just did it to win it? Oh, we're gonna get done so fucking dirty at the end of this, man. It's gonna fucking come raining down upon us. We're in such a bad place. We had such a good, nice, clean path. And then it's decided that it wants to be this, like, vicious, empty creature. Like, it took this long to get the barracks. Like, what a nightmare. We're gonna take 2 seconds here. Oh, well, never mind. We're not actually. I delayed a little too long. Looking away to say good morning to my significant other. But that's fine. Because at the end of the day, we're fucked. We're absolutely, like, capital F fucked. Hard F. The defeatist energy of me has become, like, so strong and powerful. Like, any swell of optimism in me is just, like, immediately ripped to shreds and turned into this, like, capitulating monster that just wishes to evoke violence. Damn. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed that we'd fuck it up all at the last second and take 144 points of damage? Anyway, that's gonna be it. What a fucking way to end it. We trounced everything and then we just got fucking annihilated at the end. Just bad RNG, man. It's just, it was a fucking row the whole way through, but... Oh well, we can't let the negativity bog us down as much as I want to. I don't usually like to say it, but please, please, please subscribe. If you don't subscribe, the world will end. If you don't subscribe, God will kill you. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.